What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling phenomenal today. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just epic, Cancer, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy how yourself has brought you here. We're in for an amazing journey. So the purpose of this channel, for those of you who have Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, Saturn, wherever Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot card spreads based off our ruler here, the good old Moon. And I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, and when she's going void of course, just all of those lunar shenanigans. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, and everything will be dope, Cancer. Now, let's jump into it. Oh, there we go. Alright, oh, and actually, let me light my candle, Cancer. Bam. And your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Cancer. And Cancer, happy Jupiter Day. It's Thursday. Hope you're feeling expansive, ready to just grow. I'm just feeling abundant. And also, Cancer, the moon is in Capricorn. Now, with the moon being in Capricorn, this is a tougher placement for the moon to be, just because the moon is in detriment in Capricorn, because Cap's our opposite sign. But this is a very hard-working energy for the moon. So this is a great energy if you need to get any sort of things done, or if you're just thinking about. Because Capricorn can deal with like our future, like our ambitions and our future, our careers and things. So this is a really great energy for like cracking down, really getting focused, getting your priorities straight, and figuring out, just getting a nice structure and strategy for whatever it is that you're wanting to set out to accomplish, because they're the achievers of the Zodiac. So this is a very nice placement. But you may notice, Cancer, that because with Capricorn, it's not that they don't feel emotions, despite what you may hear from most Capricorns, but there is a trouble with, they have a tendency of keeping things bottled up, in a sense, in order to get that work done. So be mindful of suppressing your emotions there, Cancer. That could be a tricky energy there with Capricorn. But I think that's all I got for that one, Cancer. So yeah, we're done with you, Cap. but also, Cancer, when the waxing crescent phase, and this is for this is a great energy for setting your intentions. Really building up your self confidence for whatever it is that you want to set out for this lunar cycle, and really kind of building yourself up. And I feel like coupled with that Capricorn energy, that does help kind of give you that push, and to really kind of make sure to kind of go within and make sure that whatever this is that you're doing is lining up with where you're trying to get to on your journey there, Cancer. The energy is starting to increase with these waxing energies here. And then last little bit here, Cancer, these readings that I do, they're not gender specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations. And then the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below some links for some other readers that I like watching their, Cancer, so definitely check them out. Very great energies that they bring. I think you really would enjoy them, so go show them some love. But let's go ahead and get into your general energy of the day, Cancer, because I like this because you have the surrender card here. And this is a card of trust your higher self. And I'm all about that, Cancer. All day. Well, and Cancer, I feel that sometimes when we're going through this journey, there are times where I feel we want to trust that higher energy, that intuition and things, but we can get sometimes caught up in like the fear of things. Maybe we're thinking about, this could be from bills to maybe even like you have this passion that you want to follow, but it's like, does it feel practical? And that, there's always that doubt somewhere in there, and I feel like that this energy is just like not necessarily allowing, well, because you do have, keep in mind, Cancer, you do have always have free will. Higher self is never going to force you to do anything, but it's trusting in where the where the energies are trying to guide you. You know, I like that they have this bird here, and grandma, stepdad has this saying, is just going where the crow flies. And sometimes, Cancer, I feel like, you know, the more practice that you get into trusting those higher forces, whether that be, you know, through higher self, through God, through your angels, your spirits, deities, ancestors, however you connect to source, the more that you get into that practice and surrender to like divine timing and things along those lines, really tuning into the energies around you, I feel that it can help you just make just to relax a little bit more when we're going through this journey, because it's like, let me get a little tear on this Cancer and get some details with this, because this is giving me sort of like giving me like high priestess vibes, where it's like, you know, you're trusting signal, even like the lover's energy, connecting with source, hierophant, things like that. But even like two of cups. But let me get a little tear on this. Cancer. Thank you. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, look at that big papa. So you have the Two of Swords, the Four of Cups, the Ten of Cups, the Seven of Coins, and then the Wheel of Fortune here, Cancer. And let's start with the Wheel of Fortune, because this is a really strong card of spirituality as well. You know, this is and I feel like the abundance that comes when listening to that source, because the Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter energy, which is that in Jupiter is a very spiritual planet. We were talking about that with Sagittarius energy, and I feel that there are a lot of times where, you know, life gives us these options here, and it's just like when we're not sure what to do, listening to that instinct, Cancer. You know, there's because I feel with the Two of Swords, a lot of the times we're just like go with what logic tells us, and there's nothing wrong with that, but there does need to be that balance of that logical mind and that emotional energy as well, having that, because when we have like the left and right brain all on the synced up, there's that real wisdom that comes in their, Cancer, and that's how we manifest, like, or make our wishes come true. But and I like that the Four of Cups is here too, because usually there are these three cups that are presented on that a figure will be kind of focused on, and then the universe is trying to hand you this other cup, trying to let you know, like, hey, this time to go, this task is done here, let's try to move it along this way. It's almost like in like the sense of like a video game, Cancer, how you got your character going around there, you're trying to get them invest in some things, and then, you know, when you get all frustrated when your character doesn't do what you want to do. It's like that type of relationship there, Cancer. But at the end of the day, it's like your higher self always has your best interest at heart, and I feel like it's investing in that a lot more. And maybe we may not understand why we need to go in this direction, but again, it'll all make sense in divine time. You'll be able to look back in hindsight, and it's just like, oh, that's why we needed to go this way, or oh, that's what these signals are for, or anything, like, you know, or situations like that, Cancer. So, and I know it can be tough sometimes when it's because I feel like it's not that you're, let's say if we've been struggling with this, it's not that we don't want to trust in that higher energies. It's just that usually it's like an energy of doubt or some sort of fear that gets in the way of us really trusting in that energy of source. So the more I feel like the more that you get into that practice, whether it be through meditation, maybe this is getting out in nature, just so that you can tune into the source and then kind of feel out the signals that you do get. And that's something too, Cancer. I feel it's not just trusting in your higher self, but learning how your higher selves, communicate with you. Whether this maybe be through animals or various signs or just like sparks of ideas or whatever that's looking like for you there, Cancer. Really kind of developing that deeper bond with that, I feel, helps to get into that energy of surrender and allowing you to kind of intuitively jump into the next thing or intuitively follow where your guides are trying to lead you. So I like that, Cancer. Let's get a little bit more on this. The Ten of Cups can be a card of family as well there, Cancer. And I feel like it's even like how all these otters are kind of swimming all together here, Cancer. I feel like that's you and your spiritual family, your guides and things, forming that bond, forming that deeper connection there. But let me get a little bit more on this. Oh, Love and Spirit too does that. Hold on, Cancer. All right. Oh, speaking of Sagittarius, that's interesting. So, Cancer, you have the Two of Cups, the Strength card, the Temperance card, the Seven of Wands, and then the Two of Wands here. And that's interesting, Cancer. You got a lot of twos here. And those are cards of choices. And I like how the twos that you do have here, because it's like it's making your. I feel like once we get all these energies kind of lined up here, that head with the swords, that heart with the cups, then we start to put into action with the wands, and then we get to the Two of Pentacles where we're manifesting that stuff. But I do feel that there is this energy of, with the Seven of Wands, I like this Seven of Wands because it's like when this camel's going through this desert here and it's jumping through a portal into an oasis because it's needing to find water. And I feel like this is what happens when we are tapping into source. We and tune into our guides when we're wanting to manifest something. We get into that intentional space, and higher self leads us the way, and we essentially jump through a portal to get to where we need to be. But with the Seven of Wands as well, it's learning to not criticize that voice, because it's like you've I'm sure you've been there, Cancer, where it's like you go to make a decision and then you're just like you second guess yourself, and then you go against that thing, and then something else happens. It's like, man, I should have went with my gut instinct. And I feel, Cancer, all of us are intuitive in some way, shape, or form, but really paying attention to how you feel, Cancer, and the feelings that you do get, I feel like are very important and very strong indicators of where your higher self is trying to lead you. That's where your strength is at, Cancer. And that's where it's like we want to be careful too when when people may tell us that, Cancer, you're very, you feel too much, or you're too emotional and things. I was like, well, duh, because we're sensitive to the energies. And I feel like making sure to keep that strength there, Cancer, because that is going to get you to because your higher self is like essentially like the end game, what you're trying to accomplish, always trying to be at your highest vibration. And I feel too, even with the Temperance card, that there is checking in to what may be interfering with you connecting with that divine energy here. You like see that unicorn there, Cancer, but the water here is kind of blurry. It's just like what can be causing these ripples? What's getting with you could keep you from connecting to that divine energy. So, hmm. But yeah, I think I'm gonna leave that there, Cancer. I think I'm with that. But let's get some advice from Saturn. And I feel like this is very appropriate too. I will talk about this higher self energy with Saturn being here because Saturn's in Pisces for the next 3 years. Very spiritual and very intuitive energy. So, but let's see what Saturn's got to say. Alright, Cancer. Last little bit here. So you have the Nine of Wands, the Six of Coins, the Three of Cups, the Five of Cups, and the Page of Cups here, Cancer. And let's switch back over. Because I feel with this Five of Cups here, Cancer, I feel like it's like when a because it's like how this storm, this flood is coming through here. It's just like how do we almost like surrender? How do we keep our cool and stay connected to your higher self in the chaos of things, and learning to trust that even in because I feel like it's easier to do that when you're kind of in a higher vibration, when you're feeling good, but when you're feeling challenged with like the Five of Cups, how do we keep that resonance high, keep that connection to source, keep working towards a higher vibration? Because this deer here is walking up a mountain. It's looking up from a higher view here, and it's like how do we give more to that energy? And it's like how all these fish are kind of coming together to form this one fish, but to form like a bigger fish. It's like how do we take all of these signals and things and incorporate that all into all into this being there, Cancer. It's like this. It's interesting. This Page of Cups and like Nine of Wands. I feel like it's almost like the because I feel like connecting with source isn't always like it's like a straightforward process in a sense. It's like it may feel a little jumbled and kind of all over the place at first, but eventually it does start to get to this level of calm, and you start recognizing things a lot easier, and the communication I feel becomes when you really need the stuff that you do, that you just get into this more kind of quicker state of manifesting when we actively are working towards source. And I feel like with the Nine of Wands, it's also not forcing it to happen, just letting it happen naturally. It might be like how this all this paint and stuff, it might be a little messy at first trying to form this stuff, but the signals do become clear, the signs become clear, and trusting in that becomes a lot easier. But it does take some time, and it's getting over these these programs that we've been taught growing up in a sense, and kind of rewiring that energy to back to that divine. So very interesting, Cancer. A little complex there, but I think I'm gonna hopefully that made sense. I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave that there. So But if something resonated with you, Cancer, if you like that, give it a thumbs up. And share this, Cancer, if you know someone who's maybe having trouble trusting in your instincts and just kind of surrendering to Source. And because it's like as soon as you start really getting in that practice, things do start lining up in a really cool type of way there, Cancer. And it does. It takes time. I mean, I still have there's some times where I'm just like, like you want to, but then it's just like, oh, that fear. But then, and it gets easier with practice and with time there, Cancer. And then subscribe there. What am I going to call you? You unicorn, you mystical creature, you. Subscribe, hit that bell button, get notified when I release videos each day. And then last little thing, Cancer. Check for your readings, check your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus placement, but check your chart, Cancer. Where is your Saturn placements at? Mine's in Aquarius. And then I'm on over to my other channel, Alchemist 8. I do weekly videos, monthly ones, yearly ones, and it's a good old time. And all the links for your ones, Cancer, your monthly and your yearly ones are in the description box. I got those added. And all that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here so I can get you out of here. Look at you syncing up with the energies. Cancer, here's Capricorn. You got the devil here, Cancer. And I feel with the devil being here, these are the things that get in the way of Source, of connecting with your higher self. What are some things that we give our power to? What are some things that we fear? Why do we feel that fear to trust in our divine selves and to make these moves? Is this something that society has put on you? Is it something that we learned growing up from our parents or from our authority figures? Or what is that looking like? And what practices can you do, whether it be through meditation or breath work, connecting, getting out in nature? How can you learn to connect with that Source and then trust in that Source as well? And then the devil too, I feel like it's that doubt as well. I feel like for some, in learning to face that fear head on, and in growing from that, Cancer. But let me get your other oracle card here so I can get you out of here. Oop. Thank you. All right, Cancer, got a little air here. Interesting. And you got the card of, and I like this, got the ego illusion card here. And ego illusions. And this is called Don't Believe Thoughts, Inner Stories, and Befriend Ego. And I like this, Cancer, because we do need to be mindful of our thoughts. Because our thoughts do become things. And what is the inner narrative that you are telling yourself? Is it one that is promoting your growth, or is it keeping you small? And because it's one thing, but I like that it says to befriend ego, because the ego is necessary, but it's not meant to be where it's dominating, in a sense. Again, there's that balance that is needed. And it's like, especially when you tell yourself that you can't do something, that's where it's like, don't believe that. It's like, do you really, we want to. And I feel like it's one of those things where it's not necessarily you that's putting this on you. This could be something that you've picked up around, energies that you've picked up, Cancer. Because when we're coming into this journey, there's nothing. You ask a kid, they can do anything. They could be an astronaut, they could be ambassador, they could be next pilot. The sky, there is no limits. And so it's how do we face those, learning what, I feel it's like learning what is illusion and what isn't, Cancer, and learning, to trust in those higher energies, and thinking of things beyond this connection to this vessel, in a sense, just something bigger than yourself there, Cancer. But I think I'm going to leave that there, Cancer. Yeah, I hope that made sense. But you stay safe out there, Cancer. With all this surrendering to Source and just learning to trust in your spirit guides. definitely can help you in the long run there, Cancer. It may not make sense in the moment, but it all makes sense in the grand scheme of things. You keep eyes on the moon. We're starting to get, she's getting starting to light up a little bit. You know, we're getting a little more moonlight there. So, but connect with the moon, Cancer. Maybe sit underneath the, meditate underneath the crescent, or just however that may be looking like for you, Cancer. And I will catch you on the next one tomorrow.